Hi everyone, and welcome to the Nono.MA live stream. This is live 27, and as always, the first thing that I would like to ask you is if you can see me and you can hear me okay. And for those of you who are new, this is a space that I reserve weekly, usually right now on Thursday, 1 p.m. EST. So that's approximately the time I'm doing it. And we cover topics from creative coding to machine learning to art, design, workflow optimization, podcasting, writing, and many other things. And also we can adjust for things that are inside of your interest and the community. We have a Discord server or Discord community, as I'll show later. So without further ado, let's get started. All right, so today I have a few topics that I'll comment later. Before we get started, I'd like to remind you that one way or the best way for now to support this channel and this live stream is to like the video and to spread the word. If you're enjoying the content, that's the best you can do. And also you can subscribe if you want to get notified when I go live next or when I upload new videos. If you ring the bell, if you click on that bell, you'll get notified on the YouTube app and on the YouTube website, I believe. This is an invite for you to join the Discord server. This is a community that we're building, and right now the channel that is more active is the machine learning one. People are raising questions and projects they're doing and sharing things, and it's a great place to be on top of what we are all doing and to find minds alike yours. But we also have channels for other things that have to do more with sketching, podcasting, and other general topics. And the community will evolve as we grow. Last week, we got back to live streaming, so we covered a few things. So this is live stream 26. As I mentioned, you can go to the that URL, so nono.ma/live/26, and you can change 26, of course, for any video number of the live streams, and you'll go to that video. So you can go to nono.ma/live/4 to go to live stream 4, for instance. Last week we covered a few workflows, so things that I do on the computer. These are videos that we'll edit and upload, and we did a recap of the live stream. We still have to go through many different videos and decide what we're gonna be uploading as separate clips. And we took a first look at ml5. So ml5 is an open source library, is an abstraction of TensorFlow.js. It's a library that can be used on the browser to use many of the most common or widely known or at least widely accessible machine learning models. I can name things like SketchRNN, Pix2Pix, MobileNet or ResNet, or to do things like object detection, image classification, image generation with GANs. And this is a library that is created by Daniel Schiffman and many other contributors, which was part, as we saw in last video, of a Google grant. It was funded, this project was funded by Google in some way. All right, a reminder again, so I'm promoting this page at gettingsimple.com/ask. You can go there and submit a question for topics related mainly to the podcast. As an announcement, we'll be hopefully releasing an episode from the discussions of some of the talks that I've been giving, titled Drawing with Constraints, around the topic of suggested drawing and some of the my personal research. And if you want to be part of an episode, potentially you could submit a voice note through this URL, and maybe we can see it on the podcast. And before we get started with today's topics, I want to take a look at the chat. I see Sajeh, so hello, familiar faces here. Nodab, I think I might have seen you in the chat or not. If this is the first time you're connecting, maybe tell us where you're connecting from. And then I also see Bea, which is a moderator, and is connecting also from Malaga. All right, so today we're going to take a look at React. So we took a look at React months ago, I think, and Electron. Today we're just gonna try to build like a bare-bone app on React, understand what it is, how it differs maybe from Vue. I don't know, we'll have time for that, and look at some of the state-of-the-art libraries that are available Okay, I know you. Okay, so I guess I might know who you are. I don't know. All right, and more things. I don't know if we have time to take a look at other things, but let's get started. All right, so the first topic is going to be React. The second one is going to be ml5, and let's code, right? So as always, I'm going to create a title slide with this. So let's see. All right. Hi everyone, it's Nono here, and this is an introduction or an overview on what React is and how we can get started with it and use it in a web application in 2021. This means using some of the latest developments of technologies to manage state and some of the best practices to create your own components and application logic. All right, so let's get started. All right, so today we're going to move aside a bit, at least on this first block, from machine learning, because, I also want to, as you saw last week, do other things that have to do with workflow, with web development, with web deployment, and with other things that have to do with computational design. So the first thing I'll do is, we're just going to open a web tab, and we're going to take a look at what React is, right? Oh, I have this search here. So let's take a look at what React is. React is a JavaScript library for building user interfaces, right? You have even a Wikipedia page on what React is. And the original author is Jordan Walk. And the developers are from Facebook and the React community, which is big. So this has been in development at least as an open source project, I think, in May 2013. That's already 7 years, well, almost 8 years now. And we're at the version 17 as of the 22nd of March 2021, 23 days ago. The repository lives under Facebook's organization on GitHub, and it's written on JavaScript. But, we're going to be trying to use it today with TypeScript, right? TypeScript is a language. I think it's a JavaScript superset, blah, blah, blah. Oh, not this one, TypeScript. It's a programming language developed and maintained by Microsoft. It's a strict syntactical superset of JavaScript, right? This means that we have static typing, and we have to define all the object types as we're coding. So we need to define if something is a number or a string or another type of object property, as opposed to what we do in JavaScript, that we don't really have to define the type of variables and many other things like classes and functions. And that leads to a lot of debugging as we're running the application instead of before, right? We can identify a lot of errors beforehand with those typings. And let me actually move to the right and show you here. So the basic usage, notable features. React is a framework that let's go to basic usage, right? So we see here an example where we have a div. So this is an HTML5 div. And this div in your website will be the component responsible to sort of what's called mount your application, right? So that div, once the JavaScript calls function for React to create an application, that application will be mounted there in your website, in that specific element. And this is that JavaScript code, so inside of the script tags, is specific to do that. So we're defining, in this case, a function and an application which, define a component with a JavaScript function that returns an h1 component with a props variable which contains a greeting property. And then we can see here that we have that that component, right? That React component, and we're passing the property greeting, and that's what will be rendered. Here we use React DOM to render our application, right? This app, and then we call our HTML5 element by ID, right? We're referencing this because this ID matches what's here on on this code, right? All right, so that's a really quick introduction. I don't expect you to understand a lot from here if you're not familiar with React, but when we have React, we use it in HTML with JavaScript, but with something called JSX, right? JSX is a special syntax that merges together some HTML markup language with JavaScript, right? So here, this is actually not valid JavaScript, but is valid JSX, and is syntax that can be used to retrieve an HTML component from our React component. All right, cool. So this is a really brief introduction using Wikipedia, which is weird. Now we can go into the actual website of React, which will show us some similar examples. We can take a tutorial to go through it. React has a declarative syntax, is component based, and ideally you can learn once and write everywhere. So there's something called React Native that allows you to deploy web apps into mobile applications. So it converts into native Android or iOS components. And then with React, we can also render on the server using Node, which means that we can do what's called server-side rendering to then deliver website visitors with static assets, which is a static website that gets loaded, and it's also SEO friendly and has another properties that is not just for your browser to go into an empty website and then JavaScript mounting everything afterwards, which might lead to problems in terms of SEO. Single component. All right, so here we have, this is a live JSX editor, which means that we can preview the results here on the right. And, if we, hello there, this is, right? So as I type here, we can see the result on the right, which is pretty nice. And as you can see, we're defining here a basic component, right? We're defining a class that is called hello message that extends the basic React component. Inside of it, we have a div, and inside of the div, we're showing the word hello and a prop, right? So the props are received by the component automatically when we do this, right? When we do hello message, which is our component, and pass a name. So for example, we could put here last name, for example, Smith, right? And now here we could do this props last name, right? So we have Taylor Smith, right? Or I could put here Taylor Swift, I guess. All right, so what we have here, this is really cool because we can I guess that we can prototype here with other things. So for example, we could add an H1 title, right? And we have this here, and we could now say that we're actually passing the name and a title. So this is Swift, and then we do here this props title, and we get this rendered, right? There are many things that we can do here, but at the end of the day, we have what we had before. We define a component, and then we define or we call the render function with a reference to where we want to mount that component and our application. So this here is a React app, for instance. We could have done it in this way. So for example, our app could be, and then we can put this here, right? So we define the app variable, and then we render that in here, right? So this is our reference. So we could also abstract this a bit more with constant ref here, and then put our ref in there. Great, so that in summary is like doing this, right? So we're calling React DOM render app in ref, right? So this is app, and this is the reference to our location in which we want to mount our application. And if we go here, I guess, you see here, this is hello example. And if I zoom in into the actual website code, I can see that there is a div that has the hello example ID. And what that means is that, we're referencing that div here, and originally that didn't have any application there. If we remove JSX, let me take this out so you can see. If we remove the JSX code, you get this really ugly syntax, which, you know, I don't recommend you use, which, you know, it's, you have to create an element per HTML markup item, and you end up with this weird code, right? I think this looks a lot more readable, even this more. All right, so that's a really quick intro to what React is. There are more samples here that you can browse through. So this is Markdown, a Markdown editor, for instance. Get raw markup, this Markdown render, test, right? So we can get Markdown rendered, this, that, those, and then this one, which is counting. We could actually, this is ticking every second. We could say, okay, tick now every 50 milliseconds, and then this goes a lot faster, right? So it's really dynamic, it's really cool, and it's really cool how they did this to preview. All right, so we can go to GitHub. So this is where React lives. So this is, you can see there's like 14,000 commits. 2 hours ago was the last commit into the master branch, and you know, there are many releases, and there's a huge, like a really big amount of people. So used by 6.2 million people, and 1,500 people are contributors. The main one being these guys, I guess, from Facebook. All right, cool. How do we use React, right? As I mentioned, I'm gonna try to use React with TypeScript, not with JavaScript, and that might be a greater challenge in some way. So let me just take a look at some of my notes. And all right, so there's also, you know, there's also this thing called Next.js that is made by Vercel, and is a React framework for production to create websites. It has TypeScript support, it has a bunch of optimizations and things, and also server-side rendering, what I mentioned before, to render your website before it's going to be served, so it doesn't have to be dynamically served to as you're using the thing. So let's take a look at how to create a new React app with TypeScript. Let's first go to one of the projects that we already did. So 3, and let me look for Electron. Right, so let's just take a look in here. Right, Electron.js React. So we do have here an app that I built from a template. So I guess I can take a look at remote, get URL from origin. So here, so this template, pretty big name. All right, cool. So this is the repo that I used. When was that? So that was in livestream 9. So if you want to go and see that, so that's this video here. Yeah, so that's livestream 9, and I guess if we go here, cool. So this actually walks us through the this template that I'm gonna show now. I don't really know how much stuff we covered, but yeah, we saw some stuff, and you can go see it there. All right, so what we're gonna do right now is just go and run this application. So just try to run it and see what we had, because we do have React with TypeScript and Electron here. Electron, if you're not familiar with it, Electron is another JavaScript framework that lets us build cross-platform desktop applications with this technology stack like HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, or TypeScript and React. And this is what we have here. So I can take a look here. So I have the code on the left, and I can go to the source code of my app. So and you can see here this says live 9. Yeah, maybe we should leave that. I like to leave that as it is. So I'm gonna go back and copy that. So make a new folder. So let's go back, make a new folder for 26, and copy 09 Electron, so recursively into folder 26. All right, and when that's ready, we'll go there and we'll run the command again. Cool. All right, where is this? And this might take a bit because we have a lot of node packages, right? So the node models are being copied here, and this is huge, a lot of dependencies there. This is sort of our progress bar. Does anyone from the people who are live, do you guys have any questions so far? Or if you're watching this later offline, feel free to add any comments or questions into the into the comment section, or go to the Discord channel, on the code channel maybe, and ask. All right, so no such file. All right, so we go to Electron, we do npm run dev, and let's install here. I don't know if this is copied yet. All right, we're actually getting some errors here. All right, so let's actually maybe, well, I'm not going to change that much, so I'm actually just going to go back to the other folder and try it like that. Okay. And one thing, they say it's easier than you think. It's actually not that hard, but it can get complex. But all of these are web apps that are wrapped with Electron to be desktop apps in Linux, Mac, and Windows. So Visual Studio Code, WhatsApp, Twitch, Slack, Figma, and there are actually many others. The list keeps growing and is crazy. So let me show you. Yeah, so I don't know how many there are, but this list is huge. Slack, still here. Skype, yeah, so I don't know if Microsoft. Yeah, so there are many. All right, we were talking here about Next.js by Vercel, and great. And if you're connecting, if you're live, I would really like if you let me know if you can hear me and you can see me okay, and also where you're connecting from. Okay, so let's take a quick look then at this. Let me see why this is not opening the folder. Right. Cool. Yeah, so this is our React application right now, so it's a bit boring. We just have like a placeholder thing here, and we could change things here. Like I can change text here, and this actually edits live. So what you can see on this page, this is actually a TSX. So it's not JSX, it's TSX. This means that this is a TypeScript with the X, right? With a JSX syntax, but in TypeScript. So components when you're using TypeScript are .ts or .tsx if they use the the JSX syntax. Yeah, thanks Sajef for the comment that you can hear me and see me all right. Yeah, so one thing that is common with these technologies is live, so hold reloading. So this means that I can, let me see if I can resize this so we can see this. And I could, I could add code here, and this updates live, as you can see. And you know, this is a React application. Right now we're using just React SVG logo, which we have here as SVG, and we could get, I guess, Grommet.io, is it? Yeah, so let's just try to grab an SVG icon and Grommet icons. All right, let's actually try this really quickly, if we can. Grommet icons. Yeah, it really bothers me. I really would like to build a separate app and not change what we did in Live 9, but it's okay. I mean, this won't add a lot of stuff. So let's see if we can now copy this code and just have this icon instead. All right, disk. Cool. You can see there, color white. Right, so we've got a disk. This is Grommet icons. This is a library. Connecting from Montreal, I can guess. And yeah, let's see, something cool here, maybe like a brain or something. Yeah, robot works fine. So now we have here the robot component, and we should have it in our application. Awesome. And maybe, you know, maybe we can remove that one, the other logo. Right, so this is a simple example in React. It seems like everything's working, and you know, you might be saying, if we have all this stuff, why are we gonna go and change it? I'm thinking of getting out of Electron, but you know, right now we do have a TypeScript application with React working here, and arguably we could continue from there. But let's take a look. Let's see what the difference is if we go with Next.js. So let's see, Next.js, TypeScript, starter, TypeScript. All right, so learn Excel, TypeScript. Next.js provides an integrated TypeScript experience out of the box. In this lesson, you'll learn how to convert the blog app you've built. I haven't built any blog app, I'm sure. Right, so this is a blog application built with Next.js, which is, you know, it's pretty plain, but it's cool. Yep. And to do what you learn, how to set up Next.js with TypeScript, how to use Next.js specific types, how to convert your blog to TypeScript. All right, so npx create next app, blah 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 blah. All right, well, let's just try this. Next.js blog directory. All right, so I'm gonna go into where are we gonna put this? Maybe we can put this on the live stream open source repo. So it would be in folder 27. Yeah, I actually made a mistake here. So this is 27. And we're gonna go here to live, make there 26, 27, 27, and let's work in this directory. So we are going to follow this one. So I rather example, right? What other examples are there? All right, npx create, well, and let's first see if we have npx. All right, 7.6. So npx is like it's a library that comes with npm to execute functions or package binaries, as it's called here. And you know, we can have a command, I think, from the web or something. So we have these create commands like create next app or create React app. So we can say npm create next app, And here I'm just going to be copying Next.js blog, use npm example, and then we copy the URL of the example, which we can actually open here. Basics final. All right, we can browse through the code here. So we have these components. All right, and what it seems that we're gonna be doing is, so we have a project here that is a Next.js blog in JavaScript, and we're going to convert it into a TypeScript project, right? So we'll get probably to this result, right? This is kind of like a spoiler, but yeah, let's actually go through it, and that way we can all right, need to install the following package. Yeah, so we need to install the create next app package, downloading from Vercel. And Vercel, that was before called Sate, right? So Sate now is Sate now. Sate now is what this was called before. Now it's called Vercel, and it's a platform that allows you to develop applications and ship them to the web really easily. Start deploying. I do have my own account. We might use that. All right, so now we have here this Next.js blog. I guess from that command, this was the name of the application that I was creating, and I'm gonna change it. So, well, let's leave it like that. And I'm gonna go inside there, and what did that say? Yeah, npm run dev. All right, so npm run dev, and port 30,000 is already in use. Who's using port 30,000? Okay, so our other application is actually being served there, so I'm gonna stop it, and now we're gonna run it again. Start it there, we're gonna allow connections, and we're gonna open that URL, and we're gonna see our website. Cool, your name, yourself, introduction, the sample website, blah, 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 back to home. All right, there is a lot of stuff that is given to us here for free. And today we're not, I don't know if we have time to learn every single thing, but we're going to take a look really quickly. And okay, so this is the other application. I'm going to go and edit the coding here. Right. So we do have this, and I'm going to go back to where we were before. I'm going to close everything else. And the only thing we want to see right now is this tutorial. We want to see the follow instructions, cd into the entire development server, which we did. You should also update the following files with your photo. All right, let's actually do that. So we're here, so we can, let me see, profile pics. Let's see which one I can get. This one. So that should be on public images profile, public images profile. Right, what else? Constant name, your name. Cool. So const name in layout. Yeah, hello Lourdes. Glad to see you're connecting today. Hello, where is posts? Wait, components. Okay, so we have this layout component here, and in name, I'm just gonna put my name, so Nono Martinez Alonso, and a self-introduction. Let's see, bio. Let's see if we can get a short one. Here, well, let's just put this one. And I'm just gonna put my Description, you can put yours. Self, where is that? Right, so we have here self-introduction, which is at index.js. We're gonna put it here. All right, and yeah, we have we have hot reloading, which is awesome. So we can see here, let me see, that every time that I change something here, so for example, change a few words, this is updating live, which is really convenient. And now we're gonna get that back to where it is. Yeah, so this is really nice. It's really convenient to have that, because usually you don't have that and it takes a lot more time to develop things. All right, so let's keep going with our tutorial. So we have here next, and create a tsconfig. To get started, create an empty tsconfig.json file in the root of your project. All right, so this, you don't need to do touch tsconfig. You can create the file manually, but we're gonna do it that way. So before we do that, if I list my files, there is no tsconfig. When I do that, tsconfig.json, and then I do ls again, you can see that that file exists. And if I do cat tsconfig, it's empty, right? If I edit it and put here something, you can see that cat shows the contents, right? So we go to our tsconfig file, which is wrong because it's JSON and it doesn't really have JSON syntax. You should have something like this at least, and JSON schema, no inputs were found, blah, blah, blah. And we're just gonna follow our guide. Now try starting, restarting the server. It will give you a warning. It looks like you're trying to use TypeScript but do not have the required packages installed. All right, let's do as this wants us to do. So we can open a terminal here, and I can maybe put this here. So npm run dev, but we need to stop the other window. All right, so port 3000 already in use. Let's see if this stopped already. Hi from Toronto. Hi Purna. Nice to see you around. Thanks for connecting. All right. So right now I'm follow the TypeScript. All right. So I don't really know why the server is still on. Should be off, but and I don't really know how to reset it right now. Let me just try npm run dev. Well, I don't really know why this got here. It's kind of in limbo. You can see this is the process name, and we're gonna delete that. Force quit. That work? That doesn't work. All right, so npm maybe now. Okay, now it seems like it released the port, so I can do that. We allow connection, and now this gives us the warning that we could see there on the tutorial. So we don't have the packages, so we just have to install the packages with npm. So we do npm install or I, and then we do save dev, which you can also do with -d. We do TypeScript, and then we add the node types. So the types for React and for Node. If we go, before we do run this command, if we go here to dependencies, right? We only have dependencies right now. We don't have development dependencies, what would be called dev dependencies here. And we have React DOM, Remark HTML. This is to parse Markdown and do some other nice things. We have Next, Data NFS, and Gray Matter. I don't know this one. Gray Matter. Parse front matter from a string, fast, reliable, parse YAML, okay. Modern JavaScript date utility library, right? This is nice because this actually fetches the description. So next, the React framework. Okay. React is a JavaScript library. Cool. So when we do this, right, this is save dev, and you can test the same happens if we do -d. It's exactly the same. I press, and what this does is it fetches the packages and installs them even before I can finish the sentence. And now they're here on the dev dependencies block. And if we wanted to uninstall them, we could actually remove these ones, do npm install, and they will get deleted again, right? Remove 5 packages, blah, blah, blah. So we're going to install them back. And you could, of course, also manually specify versions and other things, but we don't really need to do that because this resolves to dependencies that are required by these other dependencies. Now try starting the development server again. After starting the server, Next.js will populate the tsconfig for you. You might customize this file, create the Next.js file, which ensures Next.js types are picked up by TypeScript compiler. You should not touch this file. You can now use TypeScript for your Next.js application. Let's talk about how to convert your Next.js app into TypeScript. All right, so I don't need to look at this anymore, or this for now. We can leave this empty and leave it open, and take a look at our files. So right now I'm going to do npm run dev. You're going to see that, you know, this doesn't work at the moment. Well, we closed the guide, but we're going to leave that there. Using Webpack 4, future Webpack option not enabled. We detected TypeScript in your project and created a tsconfig file for you, and probably the types as well. So now we have the TypeScript file here with all the boilerplate code for TypeScript to function on our application. You can see here, we'll probably not learn a lot about this right now, but this specifies a lot of the things of how TypeScript has to work. And we probably need to also understand what TypeScript is and how to use it with JavaScript. But again, let's try to move fast with this tutorial today. And we have this Next.MDTS, which is, you know, it references the Next and Next types global types, which let's take a look. Next.js types. Let's take a look if we can find that types. Types. Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna be able to, yeah, Redux. Yeah, I don't know, but those types will be defined somewhere else that I don't know right now. We might be able to see something if we open our node models next and take a look at this. So in types, we have, okay, so these are the files. So we can open that one and that one. This is what's called typings, right? And this defines some typings that if we use them in our wait, this is here in our code, they're going to be picked up, which means that they're recognized by the application. And if, for instance, we used redirect the redirect type, it's only going to allow us to use the status code 301, 302, 303, 307, 308, right? It will fail if we use something else. And maybe, well, we can try that later. We're not going to try that now. But yeah, there's a lot of typings that have to do with how Next.js works here. And that's why this file is created. All right, now that we've understood a bit more, we're going to close everything and click next. So we're going to continue. So is this the fourth page? All right, so this is the fourth page. So everything. Next.js specific types. Here are some Next.js specific types you can use. Static generation and server-side rendering for get static props, get static paths, and get server-side props you can use. We won't learn that much about them right now. Get static props, async content, get static props. Yeah, we probably, learn about this some other time. So let's see, maybe leave it here for live 28. Next.js. What is this? Next.js types. Well, types. All right. Let's continue. API routes. The following is an example of how to use the built-in types for API routes. Maybe we do need to open this a bit bigger. Import blah blah blah, custom app. All right, custom app. You can convert pages app into pages app tsx and use the built-in type app props, like so. All right, so let's try to do it. Okay, so we go to app.js, and you know, when I do command P, and then I can type the name of a file here and enter, and then I open that quickly. So for example, app and then enter. And here the main difference is, you know, we import differently app props from Next app. So import app props from Next app. But, you know, we need to change the extension to tsx. So function app component. Let me actually just put this here. Export default app. All right, so return the same component, and here we have app component, page props, app props. Cool. All right. I don't know if this will work. Like, no such file directory. All right, so so we have the code here, and maybe we put this there. Export default function. All right, so this seems like it would work, but I think we need to update the entire application. I don't know if this is let's see where app is referenced. App. All right, my app. Where do we define the entry point? That's kind of what I'm trying to figure out. All right. Okay, so that's it. Your app is now powered. To learn more, or blah blah blah. All right, so this helps us update the project manually, but as we saw before, I mean, we have here the TypeScript final, which is something you can go to if you want to take a look at what the end result is, and we're going to clone that now to have that as a test. And this doesn't work, of course. TypeScript final, and if we go here to pages app, right, that's what it is. Index. Yeah, because the system is looking for app.js still. All right, so I can see here Kemal Arda Alkin. So we have a new member on the Discord community, so I want to welcome you publicly now that you did that. So feel free to introduce yourself on the introductions channel of the Discord server if you feel comfortable doing so. There is a template at the top of that channel that you can copy paste and change with your things, like introductions, like say hi and feel free to introduce yourself. What's your name? Where are you from? What are your preferred pronouns? If you're a student or teacher, where do you go to school? How do you find getting simple on the machine learning live stream? Your favorite or first coding language, and other hobbies. or interests. And if you're new to coding, that's okay as well. And this is a template based on the Coding Trains channel. All right, so with that, I'm gonna continue really quickly. I'm gonna go back here again, trying to be a bit concise today and not spend too much time with the nitty-gritty of this thing. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to the terminal. I'm gonna go back to that same folder. So we have this 0027. So we have this Next.js blog, and we're going to see if we've stopped that website, right? So that's stopped. And let's see if we can recover that code that we used to, okay, so this would be Next.js blog TypeScript. TypeScript, and we have the basics final, so we could actually do here TypeScript final, and we already have create next app from before, so we don't have to install that now. So we'll run this. We're in the right folder, and after that's cloned, this installs all the dependencies. This already has TypeScript installed. We're gonna go, so this would be the name of our app, so we're gonna enter that directory. I'm writing that before this finishes, and I can click on npm run dev, I think. Yep, so it's there. So I'm gonna stop it because I'm going to edit this on Visual Studio Code, and we're gonna take a look now. So this already has the TS config. We already have the package, so we have all those dependencies, everything we did. And if you take a look now at our components and our lib, where is it? Pages, posts API. Yeah, so we have the app here, TSX and the index TSX. So everything is now on React application, right? With TypeScript and Next.js installed. And now again, if I go here, and this already installed all dependencies, so I do npm run dev. Now we can go back to our application in 3000, and we'll have the boilerplate like start application. We don't have the configuration, so the things that I customize, but you know, we can do that again. So Alonso, and then we go here, self introduction. And I'll copy that again. We'll copy it. React and TypeScript. All right, so now we have that here. That's pretty cool. You know, we could even add here, I mean, we need to see this a bit more in detail, but I think we can put this like this, right? So we put an object here. And all right, and now the picture. So we just need to and now we copy, let's see, copy Next.js blog public images profile into Next.js blog TypeScript public images. Boom. And maybe that's updated. All right. So we have our application. So this is like a replica of the application we had before, but completely built in React TypeScript using Next.js. What's special about Next.js before we wrap up or move into something else? What's special about this is that if we go into pages, so we have API and we have posts. I could, you know, if I go and look at my page, I have posts, and by these are, you know, we have an ID that refers to that post's SSH. By creating this folder posts, we do create this route. So this is, you can see you can see it in here. So by creating this posts folder and then this ID, this is going to be our URL. So /posts/ and then the ID of the post. If we do the API hello, we'll do a /API/hello, right? And in hello, we have this API, which is just it's a JSON response, right? That says hello. And we can see that if we go here and say, okay, API, hello, and we have that, and it's a JSON response. You can see it here on the, where is it? On the sources, maybe, yeah, hello, right? So here where can we see that? Okay, here. So in hello, we can see the headers, and we can see that this is, so we do that. Yeah, now first time we load. So we have here a 200, okay, this is our URL, it's a get, and it's application JSON, right? So we have a perfectly formed JSON output here, and we could format it with whatever names, Peter, Nono, Maria or something, right? We can add from the public, Bea, Lourdes, Urna, Suje, Nodap, which is behind the scenes. All right, so yeah, so now we have the names and we have a perfectly formatted JSON array there. And easily we could make another one. So for example, I don't know, data.ts or something. And then we just copy paste that one and we say like data and then some data. All right. And now we could access that one. So we have this one here. We will here API data, and then we have that one there, which is pretty cool. So this boilerplate application comes with the API directory and the posts, which it's a bit more complex. It actually gets some properties from the data, which I guess is here on these markdown files. So it does get some static items to render them server side with markdown and then put them in there. And then we could also create a new file here and say, for example, I don't know, bio.tsx, and we just copy the boilerplate from our index, and we don't really need all this stuff, right? All post data. Well, first let's see if it works, right? So we have bio here already, right? Which is already working. Now we can say layout home. This is a site title, but we could put here different site title, which is bio there, right? So on the, well, wait 1 second. So site title, Next.js sample. All right. So we put bio, so you get that there. And now I'm just gonna remove everything. So I'm gonna just leave a section and remove this. Layout seems like home, and this is not home. So what happens? All right. So we have layout, which if it's home is going to render the image greater. If it's not, it renders something else. So you have our bio. We don't really need all of these things now. We don't really need to get this data. So we can remove all these things and this. And that's it. So back to home, because it's not home. And now from our index, we could link to our, so let's take a look at the layout. Back to home. All right, so we just bio, and we could do something like this. So instead of back to, well, not from here. So I'm gonna link from the I'm gonna make a new section just to try it, and I'm gonna make a link, and it's gonna be called bio page, and it's gonna go to bio. So we now go back, and now we have bio page here, which we could, you know, this section could be moved up here, and now we click and we go to bio, and then we back home, and then we're here. So in a nutshell, what Next.js does is it's an opinionated framework of how you have to build or use React in order for the framework to expose your website as an actual website that can be served on a port. As you can see, it's super fast because it's React, but it uses the history API to create actual URLs, and is doing server-side rendering. So when I load, I think you actually, you know, if I go here, I'm actually, let's see, so we have this thing here. We go to the source code with Command-Alt-U, and then we search for that. And indeed, the content is there. And something I was trying is, you know, if I do this, right, I get this URL, and I do curl, download that website, and then the output, put it on my desktop. So bio.html, for instance, right? So these downloads, and then if we open that file, we actually get that code, which let's actually open it to read it like a champ, not a chimp. And all right, so if I go here, right click, format document, and you know, you can see this is the actual HTML. This is SEO friendly, it's properly formatted, and it's something that Google would like to, you know, to index as a web result, as of a search result. And we have all the content here, which is, you know, that's really important, because that's what many people, including myself, are afraid of when you're like, say, okay, let's use React to build a single app, single page application. But this gets rid of that problematic, and it does it by creating a React component, or like a class file per route that you want to have, and by default it does use that folder and file name convention to establish the route of the things that you're going to be showing in there, right? And I believe that, as far as I can see, the routes and the ID are somehow magically converted from the name of these files. So for example, if I were to put here a new post, so say like next, yeah, so like Nono.MA, well, Nono.MA live, for instance, right? And then we might copy just the template from here. So this was written today, Nono.MA live, and then we write some markdown here. You can browse, so you can watch past live stream or live streams at, and then I put Nono.MA/live, for instance, right? So we now can go here, go back to home. We have this post, which is probably being sorted by date. So from old to new, so new to old. And I click here, and I have that markdown page rendered, which is fairly simple, fairly quick, and pretty easy to make. And you know, you can think of this, you don't really need to have this sense of that you're building a website with different pages, but maybe a single app that every time you click, you can send a URL to somebody, you can open a new tab, and then you get to the exact same state at which you were. So for example, if we go to forms or pre-rendering, right? We can go here and open that, or open it, for instance, in Safari, right? Cool. And you know, the entire website works here as well. All right, so that's a quick intro to many things. I know we've covered too many different things, and probably if you're not familiar with this, it's really hard for you to grasp. I've talked about React and Next.js and these things before. Well, not Next.js, but React and TypeScript and Electron. We could add this this page into our Electron application. I don't really know what the main changes would be that would be required. We're not going to do that now, but you know, we don't really need to do that right now. But if we do have this running and it's at a localhost 3000, so it's still here, there is something super cool. Let me see if I have it. Nativefier, and you just put here a URL, so localhost 3000, that's my web, and I put it there. Enable converting icons, enable to blah blah blah. I built into here. All right, move app into my desktop. All right, and what we got is a Darwin app, which is a wrapper of a website. So it's not really an Electron app per se, but it's a wrapper of an Electron app, which seems like right now doesn't work. Right, it's called, all right, maybe, okay, so let me do this properly. So I'll go to the desktop, so I'll remove the app, and I'll run the command again so you can see it, because I was on a weird folder. Nativefier, and then HTTPS, and then the website, and then unable to add an app name, falling back, preparing Electron, preparing. Not sure if this is actually working. It doesn't work. Not sure if this is an error with Nativefier or with me trying to, so just to show, so we don't spend a lot of time with this, so just to show the potential behavior. So I can go to Nativefier with any URL. I don't know for what reason. Oh, okay. Let's step back for a second. I had an error there. I was using HTTPS, which doesn't exist. So we're gonna build this one, but we're also gonna build Nativefier. For example, I wanted to have my YouTube channel as an Electron app, Nono Martinez Alonso, there, or my Getting Simple website, right? So gettingsimple.com, and that's it. Boom. So what this does, and this is really quick, there's some errors there. Run verbose file already exists in the current version. Not sure what's going on. Well, let's see. I'm not sure if this is gonna work, but not that one. Nothing works today here. Nativefier. So npm install. Okay, so npm update global Nativefier. Let's see if that actually works. Gonna remove that. Right, cool. And now we're gonna try once more. Nativefier HTTP localhost 3000. Fingers crossed. Do you think this is gonna work? It looks different, but not sure. There's an error. Sim link. Not sure what's going on there. Maybe. let's update Electron because it seems like the version is 12, and we might, there might be like another one. Electron.js. Huh. Now I've broken npm. Oh. All right, so that's a dead end right now, but you would see an Electron app wrapped, and that's not that impressive either way. All right, so we've seen that. So I will now kind of stop on this section. We've covered a lot of things. So intro to React. So at the end we saw on the intro to React, we've seen Next.js. Can you still see me okay? I see the fan of the computer is a bit noisy right now, and I don't know if I'm slowing down or if everything's going okay still. All right, and one thing that I want to do, so to make sure everyone has what I never share is Next.js learn. All right, so this is, look how fast this is because it's probably built with Next.js. All right, so I'm gonna copy this into the channel. So this is gonna go into the live stream chat. So live Next.js with React and TypeScript. Walk through. We also, so I'm gonna paste that one. So we also have the TypeScript final. So this is TypeScript final code, JavaScript initial code. So this is blog final, basics final. All right. All right, so that's what we've seen so far. It looks fine. Yes, the video now, they are fine. All right, good. Glad to see you guys are still on track. So I'm going to take a quick break and drink some water, and we might take a look at ml5 and or wrap up or see some ml5 stuff. So we'll see. I'm not sure yet. So yeah, and thanks Purna. Glad to have you around, and it was awesome that you were able to join. Same for Martin. All right, so let me hide myself for a second and go get some water. And if you have, so one last thing, if you have any questions or if you have any comments of what we've seen, the pace was good, was too fast, or anything that would be interesting to see, just leave it on the chat, on the comments or whatever, and I'll be glad to talk about it. All right, I'm back. Cool. So let's take a quick look at this. So we said that we were coding, and we've taken a look at React, which ended up being not really a look at React, but at React and Next.js. So Next.js, React, and TypeScript. Maybe that's better. All right, so not this one. So I'm gonna make quickly another title slide. This is good later if we split the video and export it as a separate tutorial. It's a really good practice. All right, let's record another title screen. I guess you can hear me. Okay, cool. So let's go here. Hi everyone, it's Nono here, and this is an introduction to Next.js with React and TypeScript. We're going to see an overview of how we can use one of the Next.js templates to build a React application that uses TypeScript from scratch. Next.js is a powerful library that allows you to do server-side rendering and build single-page applications with a lot of stuff for free. And if you're familiar with React, maybe with JavaScript, or ideally with TypeScript, this video will walk you through some of the differences between having it in JavaScript and TypeScript, and how we can get started quickly and build a website. All right, let's get started. Cool, so that was an introduction to the tutorial in case that we edit on the future. And now I'm going to maybe record another one here, right? Hi, it's Nono, and this is an overview on how to use ml5.js with React, or in this case, Next.js and TypeScript. We're gonna try to do this as a challenge. I don't know, I used this on past videos on Glitch, but today I want to try to load the library inside of Next.js and use it for something that we can maybe use some of the models that are available out of the shelf. All right, I don't know what's what we're gonna really do, but let's code. Let's take a look. So last week, what did we do last week? So last week, if we go, this is good. If you go to the Discord community or the Discord server and go back to the so the live 26 links, you can see, for example, these Figlet things that we did, and the image classification glitch app. Just as a reminder, what we've done today, I'm gonna go to live and do some housekeeping. So we're gonna take a look at this. If we go to Visual Studio Code, let's see what would be committed if we do that. 1 second. We had something here. So we've been live streaming for 1 hour and 22 minutes. So that's 82 minutes. All right. And cool. And we have these two things. If we were to commit, do we have the right git ignores? Yeah, we do. So let's just add it. I don't think that's a lot of content, right? So right, so let's move this one to JavaScript. Right, git add 0027. Cool. With commit 27, add Next.js, JavaScript, and TypeScript samples. And we push. So now you can get to that code at github.com/nonoesp/live. And in the folder 27, we have the full code for both versions. I just realized I also committed this image here, and yeah, and that's available. And the other thing I wanted to do is npm run dev. Oh, what's happened to npm? This might slow down my machine a bit, so just gonna reinstall node because npm has disappeared, so this will probably relink it. Okay, I just want to put a screenshot here. All right, so what I was saying before, in case that this doesn't slow down my machine a lot, we had this glitch app link at nono.ml5.js.glitch.me. I'm going to click. This opens here. Oh, nice. I just discovered how to change windows automatically. And this, this was an application that was classifying this with a mobile net on the web tab, telling us what this looked like. You can go to this URL and view the source. So this is an open source project as well, and it uses ml5.js. As a recap for those of you who were not there last week, you can take a quick look and go to ml5js.org. That's where you will see all the documentation and information about what this library is, many of the community projects here, and getting started on the reference, right? So we have many different types of models available. Let's see if there's something Next.js with ml5.js. Let's see. Build an online sentiment analysis tool with ml5.js and React in 10 minutes. All right. So sentiment analysis is one of the popular applications. First, we'll import the ML5 library, then we'll add some UI elements. Create React app. So it's not Next.js, but React app. They're just putting the library there. Yeah, whatever. I mean, it seems like for us, we could just get the HTML from here. So get this. Well, let's just try to put everything inside of our application as it is. So just copy this over, and that's it. What's happening? Brew cleanup. Right, we have npm again. Cool. Npm reinstall. Npm install globally Nativefier. This is just to try to see if we can get that from before. Npm install global Electron.js. Right, so let's see what happens now. Nativefier. All right, so it seems that the problem I was having before with Nativefier was that I was running on the desktop and maybe it doesn't have the proper permissions to run there. So I made it work now. So we're gonna run also Nativefier with getting simple, as we said before, or with my YouTube channel just to test it. And we'll run it with what we initially wanted to run it with, that is the site we've created in Electron. But first, for that, we need to, I think we need to go into the actual project and run it. So we have it at port 3000. And now we run the Nativefier. So all of this should be done now. Build, some error there, there's no icon, and build. Right, so now we can go here. We have all our applications. You see this app things are actually getting or grabbing the icon from YouTube in this case, for instance. And we have all our applications here. So if I were to open, let's say I close these things, I minimize this, I can, let's remove this. What the heck? What the fuck? Why is that icon there? All right, so you see, I now have, this is like an Electron application that is running the app that I just built in Next.js, right? And it's fairly simple, right? So the only thing that we are doing is that it's just loading that site. It's not really creating a full-fledged Electron application. It's just loading that page when I open the app. And if I stop this, right, this actually stops working because there's no website at localhost 3000. And you know, we also created a few more. So we have the getting simple. We have this weird bank logo there. Right, we have an application that allows us to browse through this website, and we can actually go anywhere if there are links for it. So contact, this happens like a separate page, or this one opens in a different, well, this opens in a tab. Yeah, okay, so let's see what happens here. Yeah, this is opening in another browser, but yeah, so ideally, you know, you can go here and go to any of these pages and preview it in an Electron app, which is cool because it's like a full-size web browser. It doesn't really have anything else than the website itself. All right. We also tested my website, which is here. And the YouTube channel. So if you have like a YouTube channel, you'd like to save it, you could do it with any YouTube channel. And what's cool is that, you know, you get the application here on your toolbar, and you could save that, keep it in docs. So for example, I close everything here, I close these ones, and I close that one, this one, and now I have this app here, and anytime I want to open that, I open this, and it's just that tab, right? All right, so let's remove that from here, just close it, and we'll close and delete all of this stuff, close the bio, and we're done. Well, we're not done. We're gonna take a look at what we mentioned, that is trying to get that ml5.js thing inside of the same repo, Next.js website. All right, so we have the projects here that are in TypeScript and in JavaScript, right? So we're going to copy the Next.js project in TypeScript to Next.js, TypeScript, ml5.js. So this is ml5.js TypeScript. Well, let's just leave it like that. It doesn't really matter. Boom. And I'm not sure how long this is going to take. It might take seconds or take a few minutes because it's copying a lot of files. From what I see from here, they're just loading the script from the web, so the same way I was doing, and using the, just adding JavaScript to the app, so to the React application. So we're not really gonna pay a lot of attention there. One thing that is important that maybe we will have spent a lot of time doing is if we load ml5 that way for the application to read it, it needs to do this kind of hack here, and I'm not sure if you can have ml5 as an npm model. ml5.js as npm model. Let's take a look. ml5 approachable. Is this the official project? Yeah, nice. All right, so I guess we could do it like this, or we could, and yeah, Cristobal Valenzuela from Runway.ML, also a huge developer in this project. You can go gettingsimple.com/Chris, gettingsimple.com/Chris, and you can listen to an interview with one of the co-founders of Runway.ML. So he's Chilean, and I really enjoyed this interview. I can believe it's already almost 2 years ago. Another machine learnist, Adam Menges, so /Adam, and really interesting co-founder or co-creator of Lobe AI as well. Really, really interesting and really insightful. All right, so we're here. Did this finish? Yeah, we have our project. So we're gonna go to ml5.js. We're gonna edit that one, and the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna close this, and we're gonna start running the application. So npm run dev. We go to our local 3000, which should be there. Maybe something there. Oh, npm, what's happening? Cannot find model. Build input log requires tag. Okay, let's do npm install just in case something hasn't been copied properly. And I don't know what's going on. npm run dev. Model not found. All right, so I'm gonna remove the node models and I'm gonna install from scratch just to see how this is, how this resolves. But yeah, probably that won't take too long. So yeah, I wonder, we can use this as an npm package, but I haven't done that before, so I'm not sure how this would work. All right, let's see. All right, so 350 packages, and now this is working. Ready. Cool. Okay. Okay, so now this is working. Cool. So we're gonna create, so we have this bio page, but we don't really want a bio here. So I'm gonna create the ml5.js page, and we're just gonna put here ml5.js, and from bio page we'll link to ml5.js. ml5.js. All right. So now we have this page here, sample content of bio, and this is ml5.js. Great. We can make this maybe an h2. Whatever. Cool. So now we have this. We don't really need to show this all the time, but well, I'm not going to spend time right now doing that. So what we want to do is get ml5.js working here however we can. It doesn't really matter how we do it. I mean, I don't care how we do it at the moment. So let's see if we can I just put this here? Yeah, all that stuff. We don't really need the the posts data in this component. So export default function home. So this is let me take a look at how other components are named, because I don't know. This is home, it makes sense, but this is app and this is posts. So post, yeah, so maybe I just call this ml5.js. I don't know. Cool. And we have this glitch notebook, this glitch project here, and I had here a script, and I'm not sure how to put the logic of that script here. So ml5.js version. Let's try to get to there. Let's try to get to just load ml5.js however we can. So we're gonna put this here. We're gonna put this on the head of our project and just put it like that. See what happens. All right. And do we have, yeah, so ml5.js is being loaded. So we can do here ml5 and that's there, and we can load the version, which seems to be working. That's cool. And now I guess like what we need to do is make a ml5 equals window.ml5. Let's see. Type of window ml5. So this is JavaScript, right? Not TypeScript, right? Yeah, so this is JavaScript, not TypeScript. Well, window is not defined. All right, let me try to take a look here. How would we do this? Well, first, let me see if I can do it the other way. So if I can do the way of npm install ml5. Save. Let's try that. So that will be added here to our dependencies. All right, I see people connecting and disconnecting and things like this. If you have just connected, I would really love if you would write in the chat and tell us where you're connecting from and how you found us. All right, so unable to resolve dependency tree, tf core, blah, 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 ml5, fix the upstream dependency. Yeah, not sure why that's happening, but it seems that we cannot install ml5 this way. Load ml5 in TypeScript. Cool, so consider supporting TypeScript. I feel like using TypeScript, Oh, I already clicked this. I don't know when, but I just came here, and so we have discussed a few times. Right, let's see how this has evolved. A quick draft I did. Pretty cool. I did not write around. All right. Right, let's see. ml5 TypeScript Webpack. Well, so blah blah. I don't help you. All right, it seems like there's some content here that we could get to use ml5 with Webpack and TypeScript. TypeScript, give me 1 minute. All right. Let's begin how the sketch file changed. Right, let's actually do this. Let's actually just try the project and see the code, which might be faster. And git clone this, cdml5, cdml5, npm install first. Okay, so we do npm install, npm start development, build, npm start, and then npm start. So with Webpack, okay, so let's take a look at the source. So we have these typings, according to the curl, right? Index.js, import ml5, new p5, Yeah, I wonder what we need to do in order for this to work. tsconfig. Can we simply get these two files and put them in our project? Haven't used TypeScript for a bit, so not sure. All right, so let's do index.d.ts. Oops. And ml5. Also, those index.ts. So this is actually a TypeScript file. All right, yeah, that makes more sense. Raw. We get this. So I just put this here. So I delete this file. And oh, okay, yeah, the problem is that I can't install ml5 here. ml5. All right, so right, let's just try something here. ml5.js component. Let's see if this works first before we do anything. I think I'm not going to be able. So ml5.js component is here. All right, so is the window available? Window is not defined. All right. Access window prop Next.js. Right, so let me take a look quickly here. Okay, so okay, all right, yeah. So it seems this is gonna be a bit harder than I thought. So not sure how we're gonna be able to use ml5.js here yet. Let's see. You may not want to do a model on server side. For example, when the model includes a library that only works in the browser, take a look at the following example. Okay, so right now we're coming to the end, I think, of this live stream, but what we're trying to do is to access the window on JavaScript from Next, right? So if you see here, we are indeed loading ml5, but if I put here ml5, we have it, but we don't have a way to log it from here, right? If I do this, ml5 is not defined. So we need another way, and I think what we need is to make this component dynamic and not be server-side rendering. So we're going to import Next dynamic. So we're going to do a dynamic component with no SSR. So we do oh, okay, so we have a component here. Okay, so we do components ml5, for instance. We do ml5 tsx, and it's not a model. Right. It's a model now. So put it here. Right. This is working. Dynamic component. All right, we have our dynamic component there. Cool. So from here, we're going to put dynamic component. Dynamic component. Cool. So we now have our dynamic component is being loaded, and it loads afterwards. So after the other one. And can we from here print the window? Maybe. Yeah, we can. And can we print the window ml5? It does, even if it doesn't like it. Okay, what's this typing? So ml5. Okay, so let, how can we do this? Let m be, so this is ml5 be so global declare import ml5 from ml5 interfaces, index.js. Right, we missed that. So that was the ml5 TypeScript web pipe project. Let's see how it did it. So import ml5 from ml5. But this one has package. We have, yeah, so okay, so they're installed. But for some reason we can't install them. Well, we don't really want to do that. We just want to do something like this. So let ml5, so let ml5 be window.ml5. That's all we want. All right, so this is global sport global type window. All right. Okay, declare global. All right. Let's see, this might work. This might work. This is a hack, but it might work, and I think this is what we need to do right now. Window is not defined, of course. Window. Oh, okay. I need to put this on the other component here. All right, let's see. So does this work? That's the important part. Dynamic component, putils. All right, it does work. Yeah, we don't really have types. We don't properly have the types, but I think it does work. Promise pending. Okay, yeah, so we do have now the possibility maybe to do something with this. I'm not sure how we're gonna load the images and do all that stuff, but I guess we could function. So yeah, well, I mean, we've loaded ml5 and we have a way to do this. I'm not sure why this is not being exposed. Let me see here. Import ml5 from, yeah, I don't really know. My.js is not a model. Let's try to recompile. npm start. Oh, this is not it. Is it? Yeah, npm run dev. Let's see what errors we get. Compiled successfully. All right, so I think I'll have to explore this offline. Let's see, load typings on Next.js. Yeah, I don't really know where. Okay, so that concludes today's live stream. I think this is a dead end, and I could spend hours here, but probably I need to do those, spend those hours and try to understand a bit more how I would do that and how I would load the typings. It's a pity that we can't directly install ml5 and that they don't have some proper typings, because it seems like they do in p5.js. So if I do here npm install ml5, I get some dependencies here that can be resolved. Body pics, blah blah blah, from the root project. Okay, cool. Let's close stuff. I will keep that in mind and see. But you know, at least we have a like a boilerplate Next.js application there, and we can build on top of that. This one is also cool. Some typings there, and with all of that, oh, check thumbnails. Let's see what we ended up doing. So I guess I'll check the thumbnails offline, and we can schedule the live stream for next week really quickly. As I do that, maybe you can, you know, feel free to ask any questions you might have for today's live stream or from whatever. So I'm gonna put a new live stream next week, so on the 22nd, and I'll schedule it at 7 p.m. again for my time, so that's 1 p.m. EST. It might change, as always. The time might vary, and that will be unlisted yet so far. And all right, create. Cool. So that is there. It will, you know, it will appear in the coming weeks, I think. I don't know when I'll put it public, but I do have to make a new thumbnail image for that and put it there. All right, so if there are no more questions, no more comments, no more input, this is it for today. Thanks. We got past the if we recap here, we got past the, where are we? Yeah, okay, so we passed React, we saw Next.js and TypeScript. We've taken a look at ml5.js. Just recap or take a look at what we did last week. You can go back to last week to learn more about ml5.js and more. We haven't done more, so we won't check that one. All right, so now we're just gonna skip. I will just remind you. I will just remind you to like the video. This is a really good way to support the channel and the work that I'm doing here, and to subscribe if you're not subscribed yet, because this is a way in which you can get notifications when I go live next or when I upload new videos. And you should join us on the Discord community if that's something you want to do. It's at Nono.MA/Discord. A lot of people there. Yeah, and thanks a lot for watching, and I'll hopefully see you next time. Really, thanks a lot. Thanks Sajed, thanks Lourdes, thanks Purna, thanks Bea, thanks Nodab, and thanks everyone who watched but didn't talk. Hopefully we'll hear from you soon. All right, bye. Have a great weekend.